bad day. Trouble all on my mind. People, I had a bad day. Trouble was all on my mind. But you know, when I'm with my little baby girl, everything's alright. Trouble, 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 trouble all the time. Oh, trouble all the time. Oh, when I'm with my lady, Lord, you know she's so fine. She ain't no cotton shoe woman. Lord, she sure knows how to fight. Lord, she ain't no cotton shoe woman, but she sure knows how to fight. Oh, you ain't getting none of that good loving, Lord, if you don't do right. You gotta do right. Well, I love that woman. Lord, I just got to treat her right. Yeah, you know I love that woman, and I just got to treat her right. 'Cause there ain't no trouble worth the trouble finding myself alone at night. Trouble all the time. I'm talking about trouble. There's a whole lot of trouble out there all the time. But when I'm with my baby girl, Lord, everything's all right. I see cats in the window. I see cops in donut shops. I see cats in the windows, cops in a donut shop. I got bread on my table and your good loving in my heart. Well, now you know the blues stopped by this morning just to say goodbye. Oh, Lord, the blues stopped around this morning just to say goodbye. Said, man, can't hang my head here ever since you done lost your worried mind. Well, I'm sanctified by your love, fortified not by your love, fortified by your love. Yes, I'm satisfied, I'm feeling all right now. Cats in the window, cops in a donut shop. I saw 'em. Oh, cats in a window, cops in a donut shop. Well, now I got bread on my table, and I got your good loving all in my heart. That's why I'm sanctified by your love, qualified by your love, qualified by your love. Yes, I'm satisfied, I'm feeling all right. Oh, cats in a window, cop in a donut shop, people. Oh, cat sitting in the window, cop in a donut shop. All them signs are telling me everything, everything gonna be alright. Well, a snake in my neighborhood just won't let my sweet love be. Oh, a snake in my neighborhood just won't let my sweet love be. Oh, Liza was a venom, and the cure was her leaving me. She cried, oh, baby, why don't you love me no more? She cried, oh, baby, why don't you love me no more? 'Cause I just found out you've been knocking on another door. Lies, girl, snakes like to hide and wait. Oh, lies, girl, snakes like to hide and wait. Then they will jump out at you, take your love away. I've always been true. Girl, I'm your man, and I've always been true. But that snake that told you, he got his eyes on you. Well, snakes lie, put a spell on you. Watch it. Well, snake lies, girl, put a spell on you. And they're working just like some backwoods voodoo. Oh, snakes lie, girl, they like to hide away. Oh, snakes lie, girl, they like to hide away. And then they will jump out at you and take your love. Lord, Lord,
Hello, everyone. You are listening to a special broadcast today. We decided to do one just because of the Sunday, November 11, 2012, so 11/11/12. I'm going to be bringing on Andrew, and we're going to do something special, and I hope you think it's pretty cool. We're going to do a reading for the entire planet today.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. And welcome everyone from Wolf Spirit Radio and Flagship Radio, and people who are listening on their Androids right now and on the FM stations. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in today. I do have to take care of a little bit of business before we start. You can advertise with flagshipradio.com, and if you are going to simulcast a show, you do need permission. So just thought I'd give that shout out. And Wolf Spirit Radio, of course, is all listener funded. So if you have a little extra, we can use your help. So back to the planet, Andrew.
How you doing today?
Well, I'm dragging it, to be honest. I'm dragging.
You're dragging it?
Oh, yeah. I could not sleep last night.
Mm. A lot of people are dragging it. There's a lot of people that have shifted into a neutral stage. The American election has affected the world. I mean, people around the world wanted Obama to win, and the will of the world weighed here. And the people that see both sides of the coin here have a choice to make, and that's freeing ourselves of all constraint of what it is that we've made in this paradigm. You can't just destroy one thing at a time and pick. You have to look at it from your most basic life. Before we had water and power, we still had life. Before we had flushing toilets, we had life. Before we had doctors, lawyers, and nurses, we had life. Today's life that lives on this world now is at the highest vibration since the great times of the old, when the gods still roamed the earth, the ascended masters were walking around the planet.
Amazing.
Yeah. Last night, did you notice how much CME hit?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
I actually posted it yesterday. Now we should be feeling it tomorrow. But with everything that's going on, it doesn't surprise me. So many events are kind of colliding right now. Human beings are changing. Some of it, I think, because of the cosmos. Some of it, of course, because of things that are being done to us.
And personal choice.
And personal choice. There's
a lot of us out there.
Pardon me?
Said there's a lot of us out there that are starting to come into their own of personal choice.
Yeah. Definitely. So do you have any specific feelings for today? Things
I
that
do,
people
actually.
should watch out for?
Last night, I went to sleep really early. I was just tremendously tired. I slept a full 9 hours, and I rarely sleep a full 9 hours. When I got up, I'm one of those people that when I first wake up, I can be in a dream state and still physically exist in the dream state and function here for about 20 minutes to an hour, where I'll just be in both places at the same time. Some people refer to that as lucid dreaming. Well, you can advance lucid dreaming to a shamanic state, to various states if you take obvious time to, learn those skills, when you're half awake and half asleep. And I asked myself during that communicated moment, what is the most important thing that we can do to help all people on this energetic change of 11/11/2012? And just an image of a drum circle came together, in the east, where the drummer is dressed in yellow garb, looking at the sun rising, and the west was the people looking for the stars rising. The same people, our ancestors in the north, from all relations of the universe, they're coming here. Our relations to the south, for all those that have spent lifetimes in peace on Earth, or as part of Mother Earth, or as a force coming to Mother Earth. All of that is experiencing this 11, 11, 12 right now. There are beings in other galaxies aware of what Earth is doing. And it is not their equivalent of their evening news. It is explorers from around the galaxy going, what will happen? We're in a more than a 26,000 year cycle. We're in a multi-million year cycle. It is the straw that broke the camel's back, and now we, the people, must learn rhythm and timing, because our vibration is changing, and when we change our vibration, we change our way of life. When you were younger, before you got full-blown MS, you were a runner, and that was a way of life for you.
Yep.
And now, after MS, you have a new way of life for you. If somebody were to lose a job, it is a new way of life. Somebody to get a job, it is a new way of life. Learning our polar highs, our polar lows, and our equators of our being is the most important thing to do on 11, 11, 12. Because then you have boundary which to empower this new energy. You know, we are space, we are energy, but there is very little that is in between our space of energy. As the higher vibration comes in, the stick figure frame of the lower self becomes the higher vibration. It becomes the proverbial guitar string in vibration. And we've heard JP talk about the 7 rays. Well, there are 7 chakras. There are also 7 vibrations, which is similar to what JP's rays. But when all 7 are in vibration, they make a harmony, just like on a guitar. When we are in the action of our life, when we are in the rhythm and the timing, that the stop and go of traffic, the highs and lows of work, when we are doing that, we are dancing the dream. We are empowering ourselves. Understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, right now, the Mayans are going all across Mexico and teaching people how to do a specific dance because of they're talking about it because of an experiment that CERN is about to attempt, which will affect our entire planet. Of course, they're doing it on a specific day, December 21st, this year. And what they've been saying, and you can find the YouTube video of it, and it's so great to actually hear actual Mayans talking about it instead of somebody else trying to tell you what they believe. So he says the exact same thing. To energetically change ourselves is what we really need to do right now. We need to be working on ourselves, and for God's sakes, get rid of any of the lights that you have with mercury in them.
Correct.
The mercury itself not only is very poisonous, but it will react very badly when we will enter the exact part of the dark rift on the 21st. With CERN's experiments, we can be bombarded with protons, which will react very badly on a personal level.
Correct.
When this starts ringing out like a bell. So, energetically, of course, I think it's the most important thing to do to balance yourselves. Right now, we still have time.
We have plenty of time. Plenty of time to empower that free will with the innocence of the inner child. To do it because you enjoy to do it, not because it is a task, a chore, or something to be accomplished in life. It's not something that's on the bucket list, because a bucket list is only understood by those that are about to die. Right now, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people are partaking in different meditations of 1111 from every different walk of life, every different faith. This show was about seeing the world in what it's doing. People from every angle of the world coming together for one thing or another. Doesn't matter what religion, what ideology you have. They came together for a moment in time. Now, I'm a personal believer that time is a social agreement. Okay, 11/11 is a spiritual social agreement. 11/11/12, 11/11/11. Those are the two opportunities where a past self and a future self, which is a present self, can communicate to the future self intention. It's the raw word of shamanry. So the past, present, and future have all been honored and given an opportunity to explore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Women of everything right now have the extra DNA strands to make life. And so many women today that get their period that are so out of state and energy. And they no longer have traditions where the sisterhood of that was there in the clan or the tribe, or doesn't matter if you had a mother or a father, but there's not that support when they're going through those moments anymore. They're thrust into public school that is a meat market that destroys their feminine cycle. They don't go back to the ancient right of all women, is to recall their energies, to recall their life force, to learn what they've invested in as those moments of menstruation are the divine universe saying, you have a womb cave, and dreamed in a child can come if you should have the love. Every woman understands what that means. There are women that are clouded in that love, clouded in that ideology, and their womb caves have been wounded. They're just incapable of standing because they ultimately did not have boundaries taught to them as a young child. Boundaries when they were going through the time of puberty where TV was blaring sex at them.
True.
Yeah? Okay? On the opposite is men. Men have not had the time to vent the frustration that comes from all this testosterone. In the old days, before everything that we have it is today, they went out and hunted. They went out and fished. They went out and worked the land, as did the women opposite, brought food for the workers. And it was a communicative process. We as a people of Earth must find some way to bridge that gap of what was the old way, because it kept us in touch to Earth, and what is the new way, which keeps us in touch, in step with what the universe is working on. We as a people cannot see global anymore. We as a people must see universal now. We as a people must understand, doesn't matter black, white, yellow skin, doesn't matter. We are all universal beings, citizens of the same planet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time that we need to broaden our horizons and not be fooled by what we've been taught, or not taught, as the case may be. We've been sold a bill of goods, basically, and it's not serving us at all.
Correct. It takes passion. It takes spontaneity to break the ice dam that is reality right now. It takes people putting on shows like this, or putting on something that breaks the stranglehold of investment into a reality that is only taking away from you now.
Yeah, it's definitely time for us to refine ourselves. Mm-hmm. We've never really been lost. We've just been told not to see it.
Here's something else that you never got in your handbook of being a human being. In your daily life, was there a time of day that you had the most amount of energy?
Well, depending on my age, yes.
Correct.
But those times changed, yes.
That is a cycle within you. From the point that you wake up, you know, if you wake up at 6, well, at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m., I'm going to get a burst of energy, my second wind, whatever you want to call that.
Yes.
That is the first rhythm of your mind from sleep to being awake, to understanding that it's here in a physical 3D world while it's mind is still in a dream world. That is your hour of power. That is the time when the smile should be on your face, when you're doing what you love that's helping you express something that it is about this world, something that gives you an anchor, a reality hold. That hour of power should be taught when you are the youngest of age, so you can know its cycle to like the back of your hand. There's so many people nowadays that do not know this. I grew up as a kid that was very intuitive, challenged people's belief systems in many different ways. It comes to a point where you can challenge and then they deny. Denial's a river in Egypt. Denial is a river in Egypt. How easily is that accepted by everyone? What is that hour of power? That hour of power is when you're doing that burst of energy and there's that burst of mind. In traditional religion, it doesn't matter what it is, to reach that you would do some form of ritual, some way to honor that moment. In Christendom, it's taking the chalice and the communion every Sunday, showing what that faith system believes in. Native American, going and working with your brothers and sisters, doing a sweat or whatever that defines for them. If you're Buddhist, it's going to a temple and honoring the ancestors and putting an incense stick and saying words to your ancestors. 3 different states of reality here. Christendom, indigenous Native Americans, and Chinese Buddhism. That there represents a broad spectrum of the difference of people. I recently spoke about the universal ideology of being a member of Earth, the universal citizen. A universal citizen recognizes that all faiths have power. All faiths have truth. All faiths lead themselves somewhere. Being a universal citizen means you've accepted to be neutral and unbiased and to not endorse a single pathway for it to be true. It allows room for others to grow, live, love, and learn. It allows people to create boundaries so that their fullness of spirit can be a part of this world. It asks us, are we the dreamers or are we the dreamed? How did this world get created? What conscious force and spirit world said there will be solidity here? And then all of these spirits became and incarnated here. What do you think of that, Tracey?
Well, you know that I've been trying to make people aware of what's happening around us so that there won't be any panic during these times, because we're hearing panic on so many levels.
Right.
And I, of course, don't believe in panic in general. I don't believe things are as scary as we're told they are. And even though they're playing in all of our fears, all of the things that make us weak and scared, really, I don't see any of that really having to come about unless we continue to buy into their idea of humans as weak and terrible and mean. And I don't see it. I see people when they're allowed to be really human, they're beautiful and loving and caring and tender, and all of the things they try to tell us that we're not, we actually are.
Yes, that's so true. Many of us are born under a soul group that defines our culture. In the recently the history of the Middle East, Libya, they've revealed that it's a tribal society, that Egypt's a tribal society, a different kind of tribe, a Bedouin tribe, not an indigenous Native American tribal society, though. That's the ultimate root here of society itself. Society as individual family groups are clans. In America, that system has been broken. That system has been taken away, and that system needs to return. And it needs to return with open arms from all those that still have that system as part of their culture. There's immigrants all throughout the United States, the Spanish population, the Native American population, the African American population, the Haitian population, the Asians. All of them have invested time and culture here, and many of them have a solidified family system in which that functions. Those ideologies need to be shared on a big scale, on a like investment of the Eisenhower freeways. That's the kind of investment that needs to bring solidity to the culture again. With your MS, does technology affect you?
No, not per se.
You don't have issues with the computer if your MS is acting up?
Well, I have issues with what I can do physically if the MS is acting up.
Okay, but not on the energetic level affecting you. No. I have this particular thing that technology simply fails to work for me after a while. It's people that know me can understand I can't wear a watch, or a lot of people that can't wear a watch.
I can't wear a watch. I drain the batteries.
They just stop working on me.
Yep.
Digital watches, hand-driven watches, even the watches that have to be shaky.
Yep.
And then they recharge. Those don't function on me either. When I was about 20, I really asked myself why I can't wear a watch, and I was really challenging, pushing the envelope, and asking myself why. And it came down, I had a spiritual DNA connection to completed lifetimes, just like everybody else in the world. I just happened to have a page and a chapter of my own personal life that helped fill in my Swiss cheese. When we go through the birth canal of life, from the womb cave of the mother through the birth, we go through a forgetting, where we are no longer infinite, we are finite, and the fuse of spirit is lit. And as the smoke of the fuse goes away, it is the intentions of the first spirits coming through the womb, coming through and becoming part of this onion layer of reality. Are you familiar with when you look at the planet, there's like an apple shape of magnetosphere lines around it?
Yes.
In the dead center of your brain, roughly a little below, is that you have your third eye chakra, or your pineal gland, and people have asked hundreds of questions about decalcification. Well, there's one thing you got to remember. Even if you think it's decalcified, it's still working. If you can close your eyes and imagine an apple, your third eye is functioning. If you can't reach out to zeta reticuli, that just means you don't have the muscle structure inside there to do that. Reality of spirituality is you must practice. If you are not recording your practice, like a journal of thoughts, of ideas, maybe a dream journal, something that records the changing of your personality from month to month, day to day, week to week, year to year. Because if you have hindsight, you have foresight. When you first started doing radio, you had hope. And hope solidified into a steam energy, and that steam energy created a locomotion that got you through the last 2 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Today, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying absolutely. At first I thought there's no way I could do this. And now people must be getting sick of hearing me. I'm on almost every day.
You're a screaming locomotion right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, you're a train moving. You ain't going to stop. You got a mile train behind you. You're not going to stop on a dime.
No.
You're going to keep on going, and people are going to get on that train. 1111 is about that train. It's not just one individual train. It is the people mover or escalator instead of doing it by your own feet. You get on it for a little while. You help yourself go through a change because there's another change coming that has needs of itself because it is an expression of reality. It means we need a majority of people to wake up and choose. We need a majority of people to wake up and say, I love. We need a majority of people to wake up and say, I forgive. That is what 1111 is about. To find one of those trains, to forgive, to love, to something that allows the spirit to say, we're on the fast track with a whole bunch of other people.
Why don't we take a little break?
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll do, we'll draw the cards. Actually, this was Andrew's idea, guys, so it should be a lot of fun. It's the first time I've done anything like this, so I'm looking forward to it too. What we're going to do is we're both going to draw a card, and we'll give a reading for the planet on this special day and see how it goes. Now later, if it's still okay with you, Andrew, you were saying that you do some readings if people call in?
Yep, that'd be no problem.
Okay, and I'm going to give the call-in number. Call-in number is 1-775-657-5973. If you guys could wait till 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to call in for that, be great. Now, I will not be doing personal readings. Sorry, guys. Better that I don't anyway. So, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back in approximately 5 minutes, and we'll see how it's going. You're listening to our special 11-11-12 podcast on Wolf's. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to our special broadcast of 11-11-12, and Andrew's got his cards. I've got mine. So, if everyone listening could think of today, we will battre des cartes, and each one of us will pull one out.
I've drawn mine.
I've drawn mine. Go right ahead.
I use the Sacred Path cards by Jamie Sands. They're a Native American themed card, and it is titled The North Shield. It is place of the ancestors, wisdom and gratitude. Only in standing with the elders of all nations and all tribes will people learn to get along, to restore the life force of Earth in council with all of our higher selves. What did you draw?
I have the 10 of Swords.
Okay.
I have what I call the Lord of Ruin, and that's the closest translation in the French for this one. It's about upheaval that can be shocking, of course. Mm-hmm. Taking control of your own beliefs and aspirations, the end results of thoughts. It's about the power of our own mind. Mm-hmm. If you believe you are worthless, then you will die worthless.
Okay. The particular deck you use is an older translation of Waite Rider Tarot?
As far as I know, what I have is the very first translation of the Egyptian deck that was made in France.
The Thoth.
Pardon me?
Okay, I think that was called Thoth, Thoth.
Could be. Mine's, the writing on it is French, and very old French, and the Arabic.
Okay.
So I had to learn both to even read the cards.
Okay. Something else the Northern Shield represents. It represents the shamans. It represents those that have died ahead of time and honoring them. You honor them by not mimicking their footsteps, but by creating new footsteps with their knowledge, with their wisdom, so more footsteps can be created. This is the ultimate answer to creating a family life path for those people that are wanting to put kids down in this world, that want to grow a family, that want to be a part of a society that really can change, that can really do something special. Those people have a Northern Shield. That means when they wake up in the morning, the direction that is north represents all of the love of the past that has helped them as a genetic structure be alive, so futures can grow and be alive and have those same moments and experience the shaman's life, death, and rebirth. And then ultimately the future people are the present.
Now this card, the Lord of Ruin, again, is one of those dive for shelter cards that most people hate seeing come up in a reading. It does, sometimes the card does preside or speak of a painful, even devastating event. It's not the underlying tenet of this card. It's closer to the end result of failing to deal with the true message that you've seen. It's the end result of our thoughts and beliefs. If we have believed, again, that we are worthless and struggle to reach the highest limits of our even spiritual potential, although it's physical too and emotional. If we have lived ethical and fairly, we will have, of course, attracted joy, happiness, success in their lives. On the other hand, if we have fallen short, if we have believed in weakness And given that thought and belief power, whatever it is, if we've given into the negative and harmful thoughts, this is what we will attract. It will be sadness, distrust, and that will bring us our reason to fear. This is, when this card walks in,
the positive. Okay.
Yeah, we make so many of the events that happen in our lives, whether we think it or not. Things aren't just being done to us. We have brought this to us. We
Right.
pay too little attention to everything around us and have a tendency to think, I've never really believed that we can completely eliminate painful and testing times. Usually when people say they have, it's because they're closing their eyes really tight like a child and pretending it's not there. This card just means if you feel that you will always be betrayed, always be hated, always be stabbed in the back. And for the people who don't know what this sword card looks like, it's a man with 10 swords in his back, lying in his stomach next to the water. It looks scary, but it also means be careful what you wish for,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what you will bring now and forever in your life.
If you wish yourself to be to the head of the United States here, well, that means you have a whole lot of enemies.
Yep. Yeah.
It's seeing the two sides of the coin of choice here.
Some things can look just so beautiful, and if I just had this one thing, my life would change. Well, you have to think of the complications involved with that one thing. You have to think about what has happened in your life that is causing you pain. Because if it's causing you pain, you don't need to look anywhere further than in the mirror and see what you've done to bring this on.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Just got a weird Skype message. It's back.
Okay.
Let's look at this from an Earth perspective. Let's get the image of everybody that's listening, the Earth, spinning around. If you're in the Wolf Spirit chat room, you see a little planet with the United States north and south. That planet, that thing going around, has 7 billion people on it. 7 billion individuals that all need to see exactly what Tracey was talking about. That we can make our choices very difficult. We can empower the bad times, but we can also empower the good times. But it requires following through. It requires having a little bit of a plan, even if it's the most basic stick figure plan. Example, I had a client recently ask me, well, what can I do to get more connected to the Earth? And I just said to them, go out and be with it, but I don't understand. I simply said to her, go to a park, a place that has those little camper burner things that you go and cook a burger on with a family, like a cookout.
Yes,
They have on little concrete poles. Every park has one.
Mm-hmm.
Gather some wood around, light a fire, cook yourself some tea, or cook yourself a hot dog. Okay? That is the most basic commonality of a ritual life. It doesn't matter where you come from in the world. It's you did it for yourself. It has that energy of being away to it. If you're a complex person, you could understand. You could take that to the nth degree, where that could take an hour long, so you empower each little stick that you make to fire, because you only need enough fire for one hot dog. Doesn't matter how you do it; it's that you did it.
Absolutely.
And you can't go in there with, like the old guy connection. I'm going in and trolling to see how much game you can spit and who bites. You do it because you just go and love. What else does your card say?
Well, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
The things that we've looked at are absolutely telling you that if your life is horrible now, you did this. And it's time to look at your choices and what you did to put yourself in the situation.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, to know that there's a balance of telling yourself you did bad, forgive yourself now. You don't need to humiliate yourself. You don't need to burn yourself for every little mistake. You need to know the trickster came and I was tricked. How gullible am I to myself the next time?
Absolutely.
Okay, we all have trickster energy that comes in our life. Every mythology has a trickster spirit. Some are barbaric and some are evil and mean, and others are there to get you to laugh. It doesn't matter. They're there to trick you. And those are separate of this. We trick ourselves into bad behavior. The classic example is bar dating. Okay? You're going to go and drink with a bunch of other people and drink and be in a high energy environment where you're looking for testosterone and estrogen. You're looking for a symbiotic mix of energy. That is not courtship. That is not natural among the human species. Let's look at the raw interaction of energetic exchange in a bar. Without any sexual interaction here. A person, I still drink every now and then. I'm not putting down alcohol like you should. I'm just using that as the social structure that needs to be healed on a cultural level. That kids growing up in high school, their goal is to get drunk every Friday night. And it's been like that since the 60s.
Yeah.
Why has that been propagated for so long? Why do we allow it to go through? I mean, look what alcohol did to your people.
Well, every people.
Every people, yeah.
Every people. There is no one here on this planet that is okay with alcohol. There really isn't. People think that, because they're not native, it doesn't affect them, but absolutely, absolutely does. Now, we have a caller, actually, Charles Two Dog would like to come in with us, Andrew, so I'm going to bring him in.
Sure.
Osio.
Osio, Charles.
Osio, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm good. Osio, Tracey.
Osio.
I heard you had an earthquake in Kentucky the other day.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing, man, really, but, I have had them here where it shook the house.
Yeah, same here.
Woke me up one morning, just shook like crazy. I was like, ooh.
That's something when you look up your A-frame and you see everything just shaking back and forth.
Yeah, my pictures were shaking everywhere.
Yeah. So what's on your mind, Two Dog?
Well, see, I've been listening to you, and, brother, you're very, very good. I was thinking about just having a little, personal reading on myself for what's going on in my life and what I got what I'm doing. And, of course, what I'm doing is leading this band and where we're going to go, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Just one second here. Let me mix up the deck.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm here for.
Tracey was the root, the base. When you drum in a drum circle, you have a person that holds the beat. Tracey's card is the beat. It is that raw energy of this reading. Can you recall what Tracey's card was about? What was the main theme?
One of the cards I did hear her say was one with the swords.
Yeah, that's right.
Could you give a quick recap for him real quick?
Okay, so the Ten of Swords, basically what it tells you is that the things in your life are exactly what you've done. It looks pretty grim, but it doesn't have to be. It's a time where, you're seeing the end results of what your thoughts, beliefs, and your aspirations have been. Saying everything that's happening to you now is because of how you've let yourself there. sometimes means something unpleasant, even a catastrophe, even danger and backstabbing that may come with something you've said or done, but it also shows you real life implications of a proverb that, what you reap is what you sow, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Charles. I'm going to draw your first card. Now you understand that is the rhythm, that is the root. Everything that talks about now is that dream. The first card is the place of power, that which connects you, that is Charles Two Dog, to this rhythm of Earth Mother. That place, that power that resides in you is your biggest question. You're wanting to know, are you at the right place, at the right time, with the right people, in the right council, learning who is having dream and having vision, who is accepting power and who is not accepting power. That is the nature of Charles Two Dog right now. Mm-hmm. The chief, the person that has asked, what is it that is my dream? What is it that is my power? What is it that is my place? Before your daughters came home, you were in a very different emotional state. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
You have gone through several changes as the cycle of them being home has gone. Love has come once more. Parts of your heart has opened up. Parts of your vision into your clan, into your band has opened up. New things are growing. New things are creating. But there is something draining the force from them. And it is a control of anger. You know you have a temper, just like many warriors of this world who have had to put down their swords, put down their knives, put down their spiritual weapons, and raise their voice to their peoples, because they are now the elders, passed on to them by the history. You are how old today?
53.
53. In 53 years, have you ever had so much responsibility that you have right now?
No.
Okay. What prepared you for this?
I've been, my grandfather taught me a lot when I was a child, but, I've been a leader. Yeah. I've been a leader now for, 16 years. Mm-hmm. And my band is starting to grow.
Okay.
I lost a warrior, was murdered up in the Appalachians, and now I got like 6 more come in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm under a lot of obligation to the people, and that's it. I'm fine with that.
As the leader, you know where the shaman's places of power are.
Mm-hmm.
As a leader, you know who the dreamers in your tribe are.
Yes.
In your dream, do you know who has power?
The woman.
Okay. The woman has power. What comes to the surface is the card of Council of Fire. It shows a man and a woman, a total of 6, 3 of each. 3 old women, 3 old men, and a man standing in the center around a fire, going left to right, trying to give heat to the woman and to the men. Representative of the honor that has passed in the spiritual life. It is asking you, have you talked to your great-grandmother's grandmother?
Yes,
it is
I
asking
have.
you to talk to your great-great-grandfather's grandmother. Have you gone as far as the lineage could go until there was no more?
Yes, I have.
Have you had time to share that power with your band of dreamers? Is there a ritual in Charles Two Dog life that can define that can help others go that far back, to be that much of a dreamer and tied to a place of power? Can Charles Two Dog give the talking stick of the spirit to all of his band of people?
I'm doing that. I'm actually doing that.
Okay.
Matter of fact, what you spoke of, as far as the elders and one in the middle, I've already been doing it, exactly that.
Okay. What does your great-grandmother tell you today?
she is telling me is that I am a warrior of a different type.
Okay.
I don't have the war club in my hand.
No.
But the weapon of peace that I am speaking of is coming out of my mouth.
Yes, it is your voice.
Mm.
You know the term pen is mightier than the sword?
Oh.
In this case, no. The voice. Those that hear your voice know that you're speaking a truth that is universal truth, that is spiritual law, the universal law, that which you cannot fake. Okay? Mm-hmm. You have this weight on you. You have these people in their own way demanding. In my humble opinion of what I'm reading, it is time that you all painted your face as a close-knit band of people, shamans working together. Let the mothers come out and paint the face. This is something that each tribe, each clan has its own theme, its own myth, its own ideology behind. But when the clan mothers step forward and have made the paints, and it is not paint of war or a paint of peace, it is the paint of self-expression. So each knows the color upon them. And this is something that should be shared as you as a chief, as someone that loves to do it. That sharing can be in a powwow. I mean, look at the regalia that you can wear when you go out and dance in a different organization. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How much dancing do you do?
I do dance. I dance as much as possible.
Okay.
Matter of fact, to let you know, I don't walk in my sleep. But like I said on one show, I was outside actually doing a dance. I woke up that way.
Mm-hmm.
And
you were a spirit dancer.
It was my own personal ghost dance, actually.
Yep. Did you have the rattle in your hand, or were you doing it all through your head?
I was doing it all and had my arms wide open and going around in a circle.
You were in your spiritual hour of power, your highest self. And
yes.
The dreaming self that was in agreement that what it was doing was universal law. You were honoring great spirit and great mystery and given a vision ultimately from that.
Well, the vision that I have is peace for all people. Black, white, yellow, red, the four
Correct.
directions.
How do we get peace?
I also had this vision, and I want to share the vision with the people.
Go ahead.
The vision that I had was there was a red woman come from the red earth. She had a shawl, and she was dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And different women from the other three directions was coming in.
Okay.
They were talking and dancing together.
Okay.
And bringing forth the spirituality of all for common understanding.
Mm-hmm.
That was my dream.
They were the bridge makers.
Mm.
Okay. You said they had a shawl.
In
your mind.
The red one had shawl, yes.
Look at the shawl. What pattern's on it?
Patterns of turtles.
Okay.
Buffaloes. Dream catchers.
This is spirit weave. This is your past life. This is your grandmother's shawl, her spirit shawl in the dream. It is her kiss to the dream as she passes over to you the responsibilities. One day you will have to make a grandmother's shawl for your wife. Keep her warm and protected.
That's funny, I already have one.
Okay. What's on that shawl?
There's a turtle starting.
Okay. You are a chief. You
Oh.
also give out gifts to those that are successful.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Is there a dance troupe that where you work with?
We go to other places that ask us to come.
Okay. I'm gonna bring something right out from the spirit world from you. This may be a little bit of a shock, but they're asking you to get as many rattlesnake rattles as you can get, dozens, and bind them into little pieces that can be attached to a person's shin, like on a leather strap, so when they dance and jump and howl, the rattlesnakes make a noise.
I understand.
And they want you to give those to gifts to your dancers, to those that would dance in peace and life.
I have several right now.
Well, then you know who they go to as the leader.
Oh?
Yes. You know who they go to as the leader.
Yes, I do.
Yes. It is a never-ending cycle here for you, one that came upon you very fast. And it is like the Patlock ceremony, where you can give away all of your being and still must go back and forth. You cannot give away all of your spirit here, Charles Two Dog. You must reserve something for yourself, so that during this time you can have a freedom of heart to love everybody in your tribe as much as you love this whole world, and then some. It is to know that there's no separation of this love, because they are all the same mission. The quickening and sharing of the dream that you has brought what is our burden in life? What is in Charles' burden basket today? What is weighing Charles' spirit down today, and what has not been released?
I have a daughter that was born with this cancer.
Okay.
And I haven't released completely the tears that I have inside me.
Okay.
I did it one time.
Okay.
But this is what I did. I went outside, I took my sage, my sweetgrass, everything I had, and every animosity, every bit of anger, PTSD, every madness I had inside of me, and I put it in the earth. She took it. And within this ceremony, I sat there and I watched the earth as I did this. And in front of me, the earth started smoking. And to the ones I have had this war with, I love them. Because where there's action, there's reaction. And from all the violence that I've had since I was a baby, I have no anger for them.
You have forgiveness.
Oh.
You have forgiveness because you have experienced the shaman's life and death. That is ultimately the root, the base, Tracey's card. You have seen through all of the pain and heartache and light and love and everything that is the bonus of your life. That is the meat and potatoes, the meat and buffalo of your life. Okay? There were times in your life where you were far less spiritual than you wanted to.
Yes.
That time in life, you were using an invisible savings account, separate from all of the other takers and people that were haters to you. They could not ever break that safe. Okay? And in there is your future self, waiting for you to take that energy that you hid at birth. Okay? There's a secret savings account, and it is ultimately relighting the shaman's fire inside you. Okay? Same shaman fire that knows how to paint his face. Same shaman fire who knows how to whistle to the storms, to bring the rain, to bring the fertility to the crops, to the corns, the beans, the squash, so all that can come and be stored. Because the leader knows everything that has to be done. We as individuals only see our life. The leader of a clan has to see all of their lives, their totality, has to see their spiritual needs too. You are weighed down with these spiritual needs because few have not honored the mother, have not honored the sacred feminine. And that is your loudest voice today. It is your loudest understanding of spirituality, the sacred feminine, as Charles Two Dog is saying. Listen to the mothers, clan mothers. There are clan mothers in tribes of Libya. There are clan mothers in Saudi Arabia. There are clan mothers in Russia. There are clan mothers everywhere.
Yes.
All of those clan mothers, you want them to get together to like almost make a clan mother cookbook. That's what I'm getting from the spirit people that are trying to get over to you. If 100 clan mothers were to put together a cookbook, and then the introduction was Charles and the religion and the ideology, and that all of those mothers behind it okayed this information, that there was some type of unity. You're looking for a way to get that, I see?
Well, I am.
Okay. You get that through being a crafty person.
Matter of fact, I've always said this, and this is the reason that Tracey is my right arm on some of the shows that I do, and I do these with her, is we have to stop this stupidity and start standing for the clan mothers and the women, because they are the life givers and the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be honest with you, I'm getting chills over this, to tell you the truth, because it's true. Mm-hmm. My tribal mother, I adopted her as a grandmother in my band. Mm-hmm. Our head clan mother, she actually painted my face.
Okay.
And I sent this through a while back, but this is what I said. What I wanted to let the people know is that I sent this through email. And what it was, I was painted in my face, I was smiling. And then all of a sudden you seen another one with my arms open, my head looking straight up. Mm-hmm. And what I put on there is paint your face and pray. Mm-hmm. Time is on its way.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's possible for you to recreate that painting scenario with your other bands of tribe? Share that with them?
I can.
And it is something that you can share with others and other powwows they could go to. It is looking to the great sun. Whatever you want to fill in between that matches your theme, that matches what it is that your spirit's telling you. There are a half dozen spirit dancers around you right now. I mean, all different sashes and qualities and types. One is a very strong snake medicine, and that is the one that was coming through before. It is saying you must transmit your poison, this poison that you think that these medicines are, and the fact that they don't work in you is you must master snake medicine to understand that. But your fear is that you cannot overcome the training. It is not the training, it is the understanding of the existing which is in you can be transformed. You need not insert anything new. You transform within. You find a seed, an egg, something that you know you can put physical energy into, and then you will put those little seeds or eggs or something over your liver, and then you will sleep for 1 hour. This is from the spirit that is dancing in front of you right now, and you will begin to pull the poison out of your liver, one by one. If you choose to make that sacred and honored, your liver will come back to health very quickly.
Now, I have to ask this. With the peripheral neuropathy and other things that I've got,
right,
I wish to let you know that it's hard for me to walk sometime.
Right.
But as I can barely walk, when it comes to the powwow and the great circle, the sacred circle, I dance.
Okay.
And it's like sometimes I don't have no problem.
Right. Spirit
only when I'm in there.
Spirit has come. Those are the spirit dancers around you, the ones that have agreed to be bound into your lifetime, that when you go to ceremonial places or places of power, they are people of protection in the politics and situation of all that it is life. Okay?
Right.
Yes. They're your ancestors, but they are specifically the dancers. I want you to go, in theory, 200 years before man, before the white ice came. Okay? Life was very different here. Some bands warred against others, others didn't. It was a very different world.
Yes, it was.
You now must apply that old ideology to this very different world. Okay? There were not guns then. There are guns now, but you do not need the ideology of guns. You need to understand the spirit, the nature, the raw ritual of sharing. You can make items that can be spread to other bands that can bring this fervent energy, this manifesting energy that's inside you. That's the sacred feminine saying, we have seed songs for those that wish to grow their fruit and vegetables at home so they're pure and not GMO. All of those things. You have clan mothers of others that say, we have recipe that we can share to those that learn the herbs and the natures to help them so when they are recovering and detoxifying from that which is being festering in us. You right now are in a state of entropy, but there's something that's dripping life force into you over and over again. I see this image of a drop coming out of the universe and hitting you in your crown chakra and rippling over you. Except turn it upside down, and that drop is coming out of your head and going into the universe. Okay? You are not a one-drop person. You are a river. Your sickness has taken the vision of the river away. Okay? There are rivers near you?
Yeah.
Is there a waterfall you could go to?
There's a red river near me.
Is it a safe waterfall, maybe like a smaller offshoot river or a tributary or something? Something where you can let the water run over you for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And do a ritual that means something to you there. Okay? I said before of what the spirit, it wants you to take seeds and eggs and put them on your liver and say, get the energy out. It wants you to be that kind of shaman that was connected back in those early days, that knew how to pull the energy out of himself. You have to overcome the time frame of doing it and not doing it and taking care of this and helping myself and my daughter. You must give this as part of your hour of power when you know you have the most energy to just go and do.
I understand.
Awesome, guys. Why don't we take a little break? I do have some questions in the room about my deck specifically. And all I can say is, although it looks more like a combination of two decks, Jeu de la Princesse, Game of the Princess, and Le Tarot Divine, or Divinatoire. So it has Egyptian, it has French, it has hieroglyphics, and when I say Egyptian, it also has Arabic on it. So that's the closest you can get. The specific deck I have, as far as I've seen nothing like it. Specifically, I do have a name for it, but it's like an old friend, guys, because I've had it since I was 15. I actually had it stolen, and just lucky enough that the day after it was stolen, I found another place that had the exact same one, but I've never seen it anywhere else. So that's my answer to that. We're going to take a short break, everyone. Thank you very much for listening.
We're all connected to each other, biologically, to the earth, chemically, to the rest of the universe, atomically.
I think nature's imagination is so much greater than man's. He's never gonna let us relax.
We live in an in-between universe where things change alright, but according to patterns, rules, or as we call them, laws of nature.
I'm this guy standing on a planet. Really, I'm just a speck compared with a star. The planet is just another speck. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space. Billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks.
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way the cosmos to know itself.
Across the sea of space, the stars are others. We've traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned.
We're all connected to each other, biologically, to the earth, chemically, to the rest of the universe, atomically.
I find it elevating and exhilarating to discover that we live in a universe which permits the evolution of molecular machines as intricate and subtle as we.
I know that the molecules in my body are traceable to phenomena in the cosmos. That makes me want to grab people in the street and say, have you heard this?
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way the cosmos to know itself.
There's this tremendous mass of waves all over in space, which is the light bouncing around the room, going from one thing to the other. And it's all really there, really there. But you gotta stop and think about it, about the complexity, and really get the pleasure. It's all really there, really there. The inconceivable nature. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space. Billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks.
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way the cosmos to know itself.
Across the sea of space, the stars are others. We've traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned.
Make something that can be consumed in ritual that can help them release this negativity. As a leader, that's what you could teach, so the 7 future generations can have that energy too.
Well, I've gave this to my daughter. Okay. She's had the dream, and she is a medicine dancer. She's medicine for all my band and a lot of people that we have united with, other organizations, other groups, other bands. and she's much medicine. And when she danced at our powwow in October, I was not feeling well. You could see it in the thing that my wife made for her, as far as the CD is concerned. And as she danced, I come into the circle. I was not even walking right. Okay, my wife was actually. I was actually having to hold her up. She was holding me up, and I went in for an intertribal with my daughter, and I started dancing for 2 days. So she's much healing, man.
Remember I told you have spirit dancers around you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know that truth. You know that deep truth.
Let me say this. Every time I go into the circle with other brothers and sisters, okay, I go in because Black Elk said when you go in to dance, when you dance, you raise your arms up to the Creator, for that's who we're dancing for.
Correct.
And when I dance, I see nobody. I don't see anybody when I get into that circle. Right. But this time I did see the dancers. They were dancing in front of me, behind me, both sides of me. And I danced better at this powwow than I've danced in 2 years.
I got a question. Is it possible for you to have a winter powwow?
It's possible.
You need
I have to get a hold of the people and see.
You need to give that some serious thought. As I've said, you have so much dancer energy around you. And as you were just saying, you how many times you just got up and you were able to dance. So I think it's time Charles Two Dog pulled out the rattle and the drum and was the spirit dancer in the real life.
Guys,
well, let me say this